Gavin Newsom might just be Donald Trump's biggest headache right now. And it's not only because he's pushing back on Trump's election lies or that there's been playful speculation about Melania's opinion of him. It's because Newsom has mastered the art of living rent-free in Trump's mind while highlighting signs of cognitive decline. His latest move? A sharp takedown revealing a private call with Trump that paints a troubling picture. We'll break it all down. But first, let's look at someone else making Republicans lose their cool, Jessica Tarloff, who just called out the nonsense on Fox News.
5 Republicans out, and they could also shore up 4 vulnerable Democrats in swing seats and make sure we get those as well.
It's
and when
they're
get
elected, I'll clarify, it's easy, simple to get elected and reelected as a Democrat, as a socialist, as a
Gavin Newsom is a socialist.
As a coddle criminals. Has he condemned Mondami? Has he condemned what's going on here?
Stop just throwing whatever on the wall about this. You're just using buzzwords.
No, I don't need to use buzzwords. Here's
really,
the
Mondani has nothing to do with Gavin Newsom.
Oh, New York City has nothing to do with the governor of California. They're the same party, as is your party. But since you invoked my name, we're going to do Fox News debate rules, and I get 30 seconds. Here's what I meant.
I never get that rule.
It is so simple to be elected, reelected as a Democrat in California. It's impossible to govern as these kinds of Democrats in California is all I mean.
Newsom isn't just showing Democrats how to fight. He's showing them how to deliver the message and dismantle ridiculous Republican talking points on air. It's the same energy we saw from James Tirico in Texas, who embarrassed Fox host Will Caney so badly that Caney had to post a follow-up video to save face. Newsom shut down claims that Democrats are overreaching or breaking rules, making it clear this is about going directly to California voters. And before we get to his comments about Trump, here's what he had to say.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides, because they know what Donald Trump knows. He's going to lose the midterms. He knows de facto his presidency ends in 17 months, when Speaker Jeffries is back in office. He knows it. Why else? Why else would you try to rig the system? Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president. Who else sends ICE same time having a conversation like this? Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness is masquerading as strength. The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him. You saw the new wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going up. Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history, Smithsonian, censoring historical facts. And in the spirit of what Adam Schiff said, he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world.
Gavin Newsom isn't just inspiring Democrats, he's reminding them what real fight looks like. For too long, we've seen passionate speeches and strongly worded letters that lead to nothing, with some lawmakers eventually caving to corporate or political pressure. Newsom's message is clear. This is not the time to bend the knee. It's the time to act. And part of that fight is exposing Donald Trump's fake tough guy image. In a conversation with Midas Touch, Newsom revealed how his last call with Trump was a complete disaster. Here's how he described it.
This is a guy, people look up to the President of the United States. I mean, Mr. President, it's time to act like one. This is real life. It's not reality TV. And you got to model better behavior. But I think it's sad. And I think it's even worse than you just described. And I'll just give you a specific to that. When Donald Trump was just, a day before he was to federalize the National Guard here in Los Angeles, he called me. We talked on a Friday night, late at night. And all he wanted to brag about the Newsom thing. He said, it's pretty funny, isn't it? He goes, pretty original. I said, well, it's not original. There was this guy, Maurice, I can't remember his name, but he used to say the same thing. He goes, hey, what about my hats? What do you think? It's a pretty good brand, right? Mega. Pretty good. I've sold hundreds of thousands. I mean, I'm like, are you serious? Are we seriously having this conversation when you're supposed to be reading me the riot act about keeping people safe? in Los Angeles, he never once talked about the National Guard. He never wanted to talk about what happened in LA. It's much more alarming than you think. And that's why what is happening in plain sight, you need to see for your own eyes. We've got to pay attention. This guy is unhinged. He's getting weaker and weaker by the day. You saw that with the new inflation numbers that came out, the wholesale numbers that came out today. You're seeing that with an economy that's slowing down. You see that with the crony capitalism, where he's extracting and nationalizing businesses, socializing, dare I say, some of America's most iconic businesses, and doing 15% extractions. Ask NVIDIA how that feels. Look what's happening in this country to truth and trust. He's trying to censor historical facts. He's trying to rewrite history in the Smithsonian's. This is one of the great grafts and the great corruption that we've ever seen in U.S. history. Billions of dollars have been fleeced from the American people, and it's right in front of us. So this is a serious moment. It requires seriousness of purpose, and it requires us to fight fire with fire and play by a new set of rules. And I know that's hard for Democrats. I know, trust me, I'm one of them. But this is a real moment of peril if we do not stand up.
So right before he's about to send the National Guard and then the military into Los Angeles and California, all he wants to talk about is his MAGA hat. And if you
wants to talk about how, his debate with Kamala Harris. You cannot make this stuff up.
Did you see the debate? Did you see the hat? You like my nicknames? Like, as though you're buds, while he's out there saying all these horrible things, while he's sending the National Guard in. But look,
Donald Trump's latest behavior shows clear signs of cognitive decline. After that disastrous call with Gavin Newsom, he claimed things happened that simply didn't. Mixing up dates, times, and even the topic of conversation. This isn't just about slurred words or awkward speeches. It's about a man growing more extreme while clinging to power, enabled by spineless Republican allies. That combination is dangerous, especially as he openly flirts with the idea of a third term. One of the most effective ways to push back right now is by fighting the GOP's redistricting power grab, and credit where it's due. Gavin Newsom isn't just talking about it, he's taking action with a real, organized effort. Even Lawrence O'Donnell had strong praise for the governor. Let's take a look.
Deployment of federal agents and federal troops for his own amusement and his own purely political stunts.
Who else sends ICE same time having a conversation like this? Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness is masquerading as strength.
That's what he does.
The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him. You saw the new wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going up. Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history, Smithsonian, censoring historical facts. And in the spirit of what Adam Schiff said, he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world. That's what this is all about. It's about power, and I want to end on this. And we are about to give power back to the people.
Governor Newsom explained that there's a big difference in the way California will redistrict congressional maps of that state.
This is the difference between what's happening in Texas and what's happening here in California. We didn't receive a phone call from the President of the United States to then quietly go in the back room and start drawing maps and legislatively try to jam them through against the consent of the people. We're doing precisely the opposite. We're working through a very transparent, temporary, and public process.
That's who we are.
We're putting the maps on the ballot, and we're giving the power to the people. This will be the first redistricting that's ever done that. That's the difference. We tried to raise the standards, and these guys are not playing by any set of rules.
So this time requires us to act anew, not just think anew.
And so this is what fighting Donald Trump looks like. Gavin Newsom and California Democrats have found a way to fight Donald Trump's attacks on democracy by using democracy against Donald Trump. And so the biggest state in the union, the richest state in the union, has finally been provoked to show Donald Trump just how much power that state has. Gavin Newsom is now leading California to the rescue of the United States of America, to the rescue of democracy in America. And today, Gavin Newsom showed millions of people who have been feeling powerless, millions of Californians who voted for the California candidate for president in the last election, that they still have power. The voters of California can feel left out in presidential elections. The candidates never bother to campaign in California because everyone knows how California is going to vote in a presidential election. California doesn't have the power to turn the election one way or another the way much smaller states like neighboring Arizona do. Voting in California in a presidential election can be an exercise in dutiful civic frustration. Carrying out your civic duty knowing it won't make a difference when you're watching the election returns that night. Today, California Governor Gavin Newsom changed all that. Today, Gavin Newsom told California voters they hold in their hands the power to break Donald Trump's grip on every branch of the federal government, a power that tonight no other state has.
This is the fight right now. And Gavin Newsom is stepping up when it matters most. You can talk big or you can take action. He's doing the latter, putting a real plan in place to win this redistricting battle. Republicans will flood the airwaves with ads, so we've got to push back. I've dropped links below if you want to help support Democrats in California in this effort. And as always, hit subscribe, leave a like, and if you've made it to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.